hypocrisy is like a second language. Actually, hypocrisy is like the native tongue of conservatives. It's absolutely just it's just how they speak. It's how they communicate. It's how they get through the world. And a double standard is just another form of hypocrisy. For Republicans, if you hold Joe Biden to this certain standard here, but then completely ignore those exact same criticisms that absolutely, without doubt, can objectively be applied to Donald Trump, that's a double standard. It's wild hypocrisy. And yesterday at Charlie Kirk's little Turning Points USA event in Detroit, as some measure to shore up the black vote for Republicans, Donald Trump took the stage and he gave a speech, and it was wild to say the least. And in it, well, let me just say this. You know who Ronny Jackson is, right? This guy, the former White House physician for both Obama and Donald Trump, the guy who claimed that Donald Trump is like 209 pounds when he's clearly morbidly obese. And that's not a dig about him being a fat guy. I am fatter at times than others. I'm in a thin period right now, but I'll be back to being a fat guy. Invariably, it's just going to happen. It's the ebb and flow of life. And while challenging Joe Biden to a cognitive showdown, Sunday at the monster truck rally, Donald Trump, while challenging Joe Biden to a cognitive test and bragging about the results of his cognitive test, he forgot the name of his good friend, former doctor, Ronny Jackson. Somewhere right now, I'm going to play the clip, but somewhere right now, Ronny Jackson is frantically composing a statement to be released tomorrow to explain to the world that actually his name isn't Ronny Jackson. It really is Ronny Johnson, and he's either going to have it changed, but Donald Trump wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. It's an inside joke between them. They always talk about his name should be Johnson. Bootlick. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. But some excuse will be made. So I'm going to play this statement. We're going to talk about it. And then once again, we'll break it down with the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, which is the test that Donald Trump aced. Watch this moment from Detroit yesterday.
He doesn't even know what the word inflation means. I don't think if you gave him a quiz, I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronny Johnson, does everyone know Ronny Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. And he said I was the healthiest president he feels in history. So I liked him very much immediately. In fact, he said if I didn't eat junk food, I would live to 200. That's what he said. But I said, Ronny, should I take a test? He said, well, you know, it's Walter Reed. It's sort of a public hospital. If you don't do well, they're going to find out about it. I said, well, you know, like I'm a smart person. How tough is it? He said, it gets very tough as you get to the middle of it. And I did something that he's never seen done. I aced it. I got every question right. I aced it in front of a lot of people.
Again with the aced. We'll get to that. But just... this is one of those moments where it's so obvious that if Joe Biden had done this exact thing, if Joe Biden did this very same thing, there would be outrage and wall-to-wall coverage on Fox News tomorrow or starting the moment he said it. But because it's Donald Trump, a different standard applies, which again, just another form of wild, rampant, disgusting hypocrisy. If Joe Biden was slipping cognitively, if he was wandering off like they lie and show in deceptively edited and no context given video, I'd be one of the first to say, we need a new nominee. It's a problem. He can't run the country. We don't want another Woodrow Wilson situation where he's had a stroke and is laying in bed and can't talk and can't think and is being taken care of by his wife who's running the country as president of the... We don't want that. I wouldn't want that. But Donald Trump and the crowd, they don't care. They don't care that Donald Trump is withering. They don't care. It's just hypocrisy run amok. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but the main thing that I want to drill down on, other than the Ronny Johnson thing. I mean, this is a guy he knows very well. He's referred to him dozens, if not more times, and he knows him. He has close proximity to the man who's now a congressman. Remember, Mr. Pill Mill, Ronny Jackson, Ronny Johnson. But it's this thing right here. He said it gets very tough as you get to the middle of it. And he's talking about this, which is the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, which is, according to Donald Trump, some kind of an aptitude test. It's an IQ test. This is a stand-in for Donald Trump for the SATs or some kind of a GRE, a graduate level entrance exam. When actually what it technically, literally is to measure cognitive and memory loss in patients with like Alzheimer's. People late in life or who have a traumatic brain injury, and they need to assess exactly what kind of damage or what they're working with relative to the cognition of an individual. It's not to test the aptitude or how smart someone is. You don't ace this test. It measures where you are. And so he said it gets very tough as you get to the middle of it. This is Donald Trump, who thinks that this got tough in the middle. We're going to get to the middle. And I did something that he's never seen done. I aced it, he said. I got every question right. I aced it. And the crowd goes wild. They go nuts over this. When it's been explained dozens of times, I've done this test on the air, either on my podcast, I Doubt It, or right here on this channel, a bunch of times. So we're going to do it again. We're going to go right to the middle. We'll skip the horse and the tiger and the duck, and we'll go straight to the middle. Read this list of letters. The subject must tap with his hand at each letter A. No points if greater than 2 errors. So it goes like this. We're going to do it, right? We'll see if I can ace it. F, B, A, C, M, N, A, J, K, L, B, A, F, A, K, D, E, A, J, A, M, O, F, A, B. Oh my God. Does this mean I'm a genius? Oh my, I need to get a hold of the Guinness Book of World Records, because what did Donald Trump say? And I did something he's never seen done. I aced it. I got every question right. Now look, I didn't take the whole test, but if this is the toughest part in the middle, someone needs to hear the glorious news that I am on par with Donald Trump cognitively. I am some kind of a world-breaking, earth-shattering genius. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. Yet, if the same performance, if this exact set of text was said by Joe Biden, and he got somebody's name wrong in the middle of challenging Donald Trump to a cognitive test, the right wing would lose their minds. Because they're morons. They want to believe the thing that they want to believe, and they want to believe it so badly that they'll suspend reality for it. They'll ignore Donald Trump saying his good friend's name, Jackson, wrong, not once, over and over and over again. It's the same. It goes along with the same lies about crowd size and everything else. They know the truth, but it makes them feel good to think that they're on a team that has overwhelming support for Donald Trump, that the whole country is just overwhelming. It's just not true. I'm gonna drill down on that in a video, maybe this week, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But this is troubling for sure. It's funny, to be sure. I can't wait to hear what Ronny Johnson has to say about it. Bizarre, though. What do you think? We can talk about it in the comments below. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Email is open, as always, daily at dollemore.com. I would ask that you help support the show if you are in a financial position to do so. If you're on a fixed budget or you're on hard times, don't worry about it. Subscribe, watch the videos, fantastic. But if you do have an extra $2, help support the show, click the join button below, become a channel member. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. You can buy some merch. Go over to dollemore.info. That'll redirect you to the Teespring store, and that would be great. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Be genuine. Take care of one another.